Hey guys, it's Spilling the Tea Home Edition. Today I'm here with Sideshow.
Yes, hello Fusions. I'm not in your home though. I feel
You are
like
not.
that's gonna like confuse people. They're gonna think I snuck into I was gonna say Philadelphia Fusion because you're Fusions. And can you see how complicated your name is, by the way, for the casters? I've already done it, and we're only like 10 seconds in.
It is.
You need to
great.
change your name to like Uprising or something, and then
Look,
there's no way that we'll ever get it wrong.
The way I see it is that I had the name first, so they should change their whole branding. That makes more sense, right?
Did you register the trademark, right? You definitely got the trademark down, right? Before they did.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. I mean, I saw this coming from a mile away. So, just to start us off, we got a question from @Ikari Overwatch on Twitter. Which British accent is the best one, and why is it Birmingham?
Oh my, I was actually going to say, I can't tell you the best accent, but I can tell you the worst, and it's Birmingham's accent.
It is a horrendous accent. I'm not going to lie to you.
There's something terrible about the Birmingham accent. It's like, it just makes you sound stupid. I know that there are many intelligent people in Birmingham. I know there's very many really dumb people in Birmingham as well. It's probably some kind of normal distribution, the same as it is in most places. But there's something about the way that they say it. It's Birmingham. That just makes them sound thick. And I've actually as well. I kind of trained myself not to speak with my original accent, because that as well I think makes you sound a little stupid at times. Just it's like the way that you drag out vowels, like no, you sound like a caveman, you know. So
yep, for sure. I don't know. My granddad's from Birmingham, and sometimes he's like, he only lived there as a kid, so he doesn't really sound for like he's from Birmingham. But occasionally you'll get the odd word that comes out, and it just makes him sound like, I don't know. It just sounds so funny.
Yeah, the Scouse accent is also bananas, just insanity.
Yeah, it is just like so out there. It's like in the middle of all these other accents which are like slightly different from each other, you know. I mean, you've got some big variations, but then there's Scouse, and it's like, where did this come from? What happened to cause this?
I don't know.
Got a question from Not the Real Shane. I follow your strats from stream, but I'm still hard stuck bronze. So how do you feed like you're trying to end world hunger and still win comp games?
It's very important to have a good support staff around you, as I'm sure Fusions can attest to. You know, it's a team game. It's not just all about one person. You got to have good teammates. I personally like to 6-stack only, and then there's only so badly that one person can do, because the other 5 can prop you up. Also, I would like to just point out for a moment that if you're genuinely in bronze, then you are not doing what I'm doing. You are doing something so much worse than what I'm doing.
I mean, you have to be missing a few bits of information to be stuck in bronze, really.
Yes, you certainly do. Yeah,
there is a slight lacking game knowledge there.
Yeah, I've actually never seen a bronze player play. I've only ever seen silver players. All of my friends, I don't think I've met a bronze player. They're like a rare commodity in the world.
I think a couple of years ago, back when some of my old friend group from like other games and like IRLs used to play, I had one friend who was bronze, and I don't know how he was, but he was. All right, this is from the @Weekly Uprising. They asked, what would it take for you to cast one of your matches as a character you've role-played in Casters and Castles?
Right, so Casters and Castles is the DnD show that we run. And, okay, so just to explain some of my characters, one of them is a like lawful evil backstabbing dude but he doesn't really have that much about him. He just is quite deceitful. One of them is a totally bald character with no eyebrows at all, who speaks like this, and his name is Mulk. So, I mean, literally, my voice would not be able to handle it, and I'm not planning to shave my eyebrows off again, so that's out of the question.
That could have been like an April Fool's thing. That would have been great, actually.
It could have. Another character that I play is a 300-pound, just enormous, rotund individual that isn't even that tall. Just an absolute sphere of a human. And again, I'm not willing to put my health on the line in order to roleplay that. If I found a fat suit or something, then yeah, I might be tempted to do that. If we go back to the homestands and I'm sat there, just like eating as much as I possibly can and wearing a fat suit, I could roleplay as Bob Trollope, the 300-pound bard.
I could see the fat suit roleplay. Yeah. That would be a good one on the camera. Maybe you combine them together and you do the fat suit roleplay with Mulk's voice. That'd be fantastic.
That would be far too much strain as well. I mean, I'm casting games like your game against Houston.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that just went on for hours. What, you want me to
Do that for
I'd be a wreck
hours.
by the end?
Walking Fist asks, what's a UK candy that you wish was available here, as in the States, I guess?
Oh, man. I mean, just for a recency bias, it was Easter, like, 3 days ago or something like that? I'll be honest with you, I've lost track of the time. I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday, so yeah, 3 days ago. That would just happen to be correct. But yeah, I mean, I really miss Cadbury's chocolate. Just the taste of it is really good. But I don't eat a lot of it. I just missed it this Easter.
I think the biggest thing that I miss, even though I don't eat much of it, is Cadbury's chocolate, right? So when I got to Boston, right, for the first time, I went shopping to the supermarket to get some like groceries and stuff, and I saw Cadbury's branded chocolate, and I was like, wait, they have that here. That must be like a New England thing, you know? I was like, oh my god, this is great. And I went home and I was so happy that I had these bars of Cadbury's chocolate, and then I tried them and they were awful, and I was like, what is this? This isn't Cadbury's. And I talked to my dad about it, and he said to check the label. So I did. I checked the label on the back, and it says it's produced by Hershey's, like distributed by Hershey's. So they have, I guess they have like licensing to like distribute Cadbury's in certain areas in the States.
Licensing to defraud beautiful English people that have come over to the US.
It is a crime as well, because they are so different in terms of quality.
In my first year when I was here, I go back to the UK occasionally to see my parents, right? Because God bless them, they miss me for some reason. And one time, I think it was probably the first time that I went back, I'd only been in the US for a couple of months, and I was missing the chocolate. And so I came back with a bunch of chocolate in my bag, tons of chocolate in my bag. And they ask you at the border, they say, have you got any dairy produce? Because you're not allowed to bring it into the country. And my bag was stacked with chocolate. I mean, like, if they had looked in, they would have thought that I was smuggler. Like, I was actually, that it was a front for smuggling drugs. And instead of the Cadbury's caramel, I had, like, siphoned in a bunch of heroin instead of the caramel.
Inside of the bars.
Yeah. Now, to me, Cadbury's caramel chocolate might as well be heroin. I'll eat that all day long and it'll give me the same kind of dopamine highs. But yeah, I just smuggled vast quantities of UK chocolate in. And then I was like dealing it out to people when I arrived. I was like, hey, I know you've been missing the Cadbury's chocolate. Do you guys want some? Dealing it out to people in LA.
Oh my god, that is
the
so
feds
good.
are probably still trying to bust some underground chocolate scene happening over here, but you didn't hear it from me, all right?
From Instaboss_mix, how does it feel to have Nori be better at picking hero pools than you?
Okay, well, Nori actually facilitated the end times. So, actually, little cat, you ruined everything for everyone, because now it's an algorithm that picks. Because, you proved to us all that humans were too bad to be able to be in charge of that system. So now a robot does it. It's not like we have cats always coming in. So, I don't know. For me, Nori was the harbinger of the apocalypse. It's just the beginning of the end times. And now ranked is what decides everything. And Genji's going to be banned 7 times a week. So thanks Nori. Thanks for doing that.
Truly is the end times now. Genji's gone. How will we ever see Genji in hell now? Dominique... Jalavel? Sorry, I butchered that name so badly, but it's very hard to read. If you were trapped on a remote island with one of the casting or dex talent, who would you choose and why?
Oh, God. Okay, I'm trapped on an island.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm going to go with the obvious answer here. I'm going to go with Bren. And that's because... Normally, I think people wouldn't pick Brent because they think he would drive you insane, to be stuck on a desert island with him. But when me and Brent aren't working or doing, broadcasts or streams or something, what I appreciate a lot about him is he's super chill. He will just sit there and not say anything for hours if he doesn't need to, He doesn't have to. So I feel like we would be perfectly fine just setting up on opposite sides of the island and just ignoring each other. I don't think he has any useful skills, but I don't think that any of the other broadcast talent do either, and staying alive on a desert island. If you could ask me to pick from last year, I might pick Semler because he actually does have some survival skills. Or maybe Monty as well. But now that the adults have left, None of the children know how to cope for themselves. So I might as well pick a chilled child that I get along with, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that's
he's got muscle on him, so I can eat him, if things get worse to worse.
Things go worse for worse, you get a bit hungry, get a bit peckish on the island, can't find any food. At least you got a slightly larger supply of food there. Keep you alive for a couple extra days, maybe.
I'm not going to pick a Hex or Mr. X or Jaws, so they're too small. They'd only be a single meal.
From Matthew Babigian.
You're really good at reading names out.
I am great at reading names. I really am. If you and Brem were to do a 1v1 in an eating contest, who would win?
Oh, I would demolish him. And I know this for a fact because, for some reason, I've always loved the idea of eating competitions. Not as crazy as people actually get when... Have you ever seen the American hot dog eating competitions?
Yes, I have. They are crazy.
Revolting. They're like dunking it in water so that it goes down easier. So they're actually just inhaling soggy bread and then just shoving hot dogs down. I mean, that's disgusting. That's obscene. That's at a level that I would never attempt. But every year for Pancake Day, for Shrove Tuesday, since we started at university, which was 8 years ago now, me and my university friends have set up a pancake eating competition. And every year I have come out the champion. And we have exact perfect measurements of the amount that goes in every time. The toppings are whatever, but obviously you pick light toppings in order to maximize your chances of victory. And every time we've been putting tallies on the board and racking it up, and I've come out victorious. Now, Bren is weird. Bren is sometimes filled up immediately if he just eats a small amount. Sometimes he eats like a horse. But I think if I actually sat down and tried to tackle him in an eating competition, I would wipe the floor with that man. I would also, just right now, issue a challenge to any of the casters to take on an eating challenge. If they want to take me on an eating challenge, I'm not talking speed eating. I'm talking maximum that you can eat, right? So it's like
one of those American diner challenges where you just have to eat no timer, but have to eat those massive burgers or plates of pasta or whatever.
You can't fall asleep. You can't take 20 minutes between bites, but within a reasonable time frame, how much can you eat? I'd issue that challenge. I think that I would beat them all.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I would love to see that happen. Maybe that can be a thing that happens soon.
Yeah. I can actually unhinge my jaw and I can unhinge my jaw and fit a whole roast chicken inside my mouth. And it just goes, just plop straight down.
No.
I'm like a snake.
Just pop. Just stick the whole chicken in there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'd love to see that competition. Maybe on our broadcast. I'm sure that'd be something that'd be very friendly to the audience.
Yeah, if the Overwatch League gets super desperate for side content, then maybe I'll pitch it to them.
Okay. All right, we were done spilling the tea. Thank you for Sideshow. That was some really good insight and also some good answers to the interesting questions as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Fusions. Good luck with your games coming up as well.
Thank you.